All right, we're about to dive into what might be one of the single most powerful, most packed descriptions of Jesus Christ you'll find anywhere in the Bible. You know, for centuries, people have asked this very question. Was he just a good teacher, a prophet, or was he something else entirely? And believe it or not, this debate is anything but new. Yeah, way back in the ancient city of Colossae, this really dangerous idea started spreading. The teaching basically said, sure, Jesus is great, but he isn't quite enough. They were telling people that to really be saved, you needed Jesus plus some kind of secret knowledge, maybe some special visions, a whole list of add ons. So the Apostle Paul heard about this, and he responded with this incredible, definitive statement on Christ's absolute supremacy. And that's what we're going to break down in this explainer, his argument, right from Colossians chapter 1. We'll look at it through 5 key relationships. All right, so first up, the Colossian controversy. We need to get our heads around the problem Paul was up against. What exactly was this not enough idea they were being sold? Okay, so here's how their logic went, more or less. They started with this idea that a perfect spiritual God exists. Okay, so far so good. But then they said the material world, physical stuff, is inherently evil. So, if that's true, a good God couldn't have created an evil world directly, right? This led them to believe in this whole chain of command, a series of lesser spiritual beings coming from God. And somewhere, way, way down that chain, one of these lesser beings created the world. And where did Jesus fit in? Well, to them, he was just one of the good guys on that chain, but definitely not God himself. See the problem? Okay, next section. How does Paul push back against this? Well, he goes right for the heart of the issue. He completely redefines Jesus' relationship with God the Father. He kicks it off by calling Christ the image of the invisible God. Now, when we hear image, we might think of a picture or a fuzzy reflection, but the original Greek word here, it's way, way stronger than that. Yeah, the word is icon. In the ancient world, this was used to describe the perfect impression a stamp makes on a coin. It's not a copy, it's an exact representation. The takeaway is massive. If you've seen Christ, you have seen God the Father, period. So you see the clash here, right? The heresy was teaching that Christ is just a ripple from God, some lesser being. But Paul comes in and says, no way. He is the perfect, exact replica of God. That single idea just completely demolishes their whole argument. But he doesn't stop there. The next thing he says is that Jesus is the firstborn of all creation. And this phrase, man, this has caused a lot of confusion over the years. So, does firstborn mean that Christ was the very first thing God ever created? It's a fair question, but if you look at the original context, the answer is a clear no. See, in that culture, firstborn, or prototokos, was all about rank and position, not about your birth order. It was the title given to the heir, the one who had supreme honor and inherited everything. So when Paul calls Jesus the firstborn, he's not saying he's the first created thing. He's saying he has rank and supremacy over all of creation. And Paul just keeps building his case. Next up, Christ's relationship to creation itself. Remember, the heretics were saying some lesser being made the evil material world. Paul just completely flips that on its head. He says, for by him all things were created. And he covers all the bases, stuff in heaven, stuff on earth, the things we can see and the things we can't. And then he drops this bombshell. All things were created not just by him, but also for him. He's before everything. And get this, by him all things hold together. And that last line, that might be one of the most mind-blowing claims in the entire Bible. And what's wild is how it connects to what we know about science today. Okay, quick physics lesson. Think about the very center of an atom, the nucleus. It's packed with protons, which all have a positive charge. And what do we know about positive charges? They repel each other, they push away. So, by all the laws of physics we understand, the nucleus of every atom should instantly fly apart. As one physicist, Carl Darrow, put it, these nuclei have no right to be alive at all. Yet, there they are. So, what's holding them together? Scientists call it the strong nuclear force, but some have even nicknamed it nuclear glue. It's this mysterious power that keeps the universe from just disintegrating. And here's the kicker. 2,000 years ago, Paul basically identifies this cosmic glue. He says it's Jesus Christ. He isn't just the one who created everything. He is the one actively, right now, holding every single atom in the universe together. So he created the universe and he holds it all together. Incredible stuff. But Paul then zooms in, making it more personal. What's Christ's relationship to his people, the church? He calls Christ the head of the body, which is the church. He's the divine guiding force. Just like your brain tells your body what to do, he's also the beginning, the source, the chief of this whole new community. And check this out. He's the firstborn from the dead. That means he's the ranking one, the first in line, guaranteeing that everyone who follows him will also be resurrected. The point is, he's preeminent in everything. Okay, all of this, his relationship to God, to creation, to the church, it all builds to Paul's final knockout punch. This is the ultimate conclusion, and it leaves absolutely no room for any of those add-ons or supplements the heretics were pushing. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. What does that mean? It means all the power, all the attributes, all the godness of God isn't spread out among a bunch of lesser beings. Nope. It is all fully and completely located in one person, Jesus Christ. He isn't just part of the way to God, he is the way. So let's go back to that original problem. How much extra stuff do you need? How many secret handshakes or special visions? How many other spiritual helpers? Paul's answer is clear. Zero. None. You don't need Jesus plus anything. You are complete in him. And that leaves us with this massive final question. If all this is true, if Christ isn't just a good teacher, but the supreme creator, the sustainer of every atom, and the ultimate goal of everything, what does that change? For you, for me, for everything? In a world where we have endless spiritual options, the claim Paul makes here is just as staggering today as it was then. All the fullness of God in one person for all time.